Welcome to this video, and today I have another Neocolor II related special selection of 10 crayons video for you. As you know, I love to put together these season appropriate or just subject matter appropriate selection of limited palettes. And this time today I wanted to focus on the winter season, which is definitely here where I live. Winter has finally about to arrive. We have some minus degrees and it was snowing the other day, so I thought this is now the perfect time to look into which crayons would be the perfect for the upcoming winter months. And of course this depends totally on where you live on the globe and what your winter season looks like. For some of you it might be sunshine and still plus degrees. Maybe you even can go to beach or whatever. For me here up in a bit northern Europe, it means snow, minus degrees, and some really cold times, but also beautiful landscapes and beautiful winter sun. So that's what we are focusing on today. And feel free to leave in the comments your thoughts about these crayons and what colors you would choose for your winter selection, because as said, it's different for all of us. But let's start with my top 10, and the first is the turquoise blue. And the reason I chose this crayon is simply that this is the beautiful kind of evening snow color. I think it kind of describes so well the beautiful evening shadows. It's very useful. Next one is my much loved but broken light global blue hue. You know, this is pretty much included in all my favorite Neocolor videos where I share my top 10s of pretty much for anything. I think this is the perfect pale blue. Again absolutely gorgeous for snowy landscapes, but also beautiful for winter skies. Next we have light gray, continuing this kind of theme of really good landscape colors for snowy landscapes. I think you can go and do a lot with these three. You can also replace the turquoise blue with, I'd say, light blue or even ultramarine, so depending on what kind of scenery you want to create. But I really love this kind of trio. I think these complement each other really well. Next, well, you knew it, we have to include Payne's Gray, because what would top 10 be without Payne's Gray? I've shared it already previously on my channel many times how much I love this color. It's wonderful mixing color and it works beautifully on winter landscapes. Next we have moss green. I was debating which green to include, but I think moss green is that very good kind of basic green that works with so many different things. It mixes very well with the rest of the colors we have included. It's also a beautiful color for evergreens or any kind of green that they might be still visible during the winter months. So that's why I decided to include that one. I also debated which brown to include. As you know, cinnamon is one of my favorite browns in Neocolor II range, but today I included just brown. I think this poor crayon has such boring name, but it is a beautiful brown, basic brown, and again goes very well with the rest of the colors and very well for any kind of winter trees. This is good base for that. Next is aubergine. The reason I wanted to include this is that actually you can see so much purple during winter months, especially if you have snow and snowy scenes. This is the beautiful shadow color, and again it goes beautifully together with the kind of top row grays and blues. Even though I would say that the turquoise blue and this aubergine, they are very kind of complementary. They are not super close to each other in color wheel, but they go beautifully together. I will soon show you in more detail. And for the winter red, I chose crimson alizarin hue. I just think this is one of those reds that that forms a beautiful base for pretty much any red. I love those more pink, bright pink red. I'd say, let's see, one of my favorite Neocolor reds is Carmine. You've seen me use this a lot, and I was debating a bit between these two, but decided to go for the Crimson Alizarin hue because it's a bit deeper and a bit, I would say, kind of darker red. So yeah, let's see what we can create with this one this winter. Next, I have a bit of a surprise, I'd say. Not something I would have originally thought that would be kind of out of my mind part of this top 10, but this is the apricot. So why I wanted to include apricot is that when we are creating those winter landscapes, we often have that very kind of low, or the sun is not rising too high, let's put it that way. The sunshine and the sunlight is coming from very low, close to the horizon, at least here up in the north. And that means that we can't have that bright yellow sunshine. That's not happening. And I think apricot is actually gorgeous for winter sunrises and sunsets as well, and for those kind of afternoon hour sun. I think that's beautiful. And also apricot is a beautiful mixing color, so that's also one reason to include it. But that was maybe a surprise dark horse that got included in this selection. And last but definitely not least, one of my favorites, Sahara Yellow. This one is also included in so many of my top 10 collections. I think this is one of the, as said, bases. I think this and the Light Global Blue and Payne's Grey, those are the trio that are included in pretty much all my top 10s. And that has a reason. There is a reason why I love this color so much. Again, Sahara Yellow, beautiful mixing color, but also this is the beautiful kind of midday sun light color for winter scenery, winter landscape painting. So that's definitely why I feel that this needs to be included. And when we are looking at this palette, we are not just talking about landscapes, we might also want to sketch some winter birds, for example. And I think here is a very good base for that subject matter as well. Sahara Yellow is a beautiful yellow that can be kind of included in lots of the winter bird paintings as well. So now let's jump in and activate these colors, and after that we'll get back and start seeing different color mixes and how they could look when actually used. So now that we've activated the colors and we can see how beautiful they are on its kind of pure format, let's start looking at special color mixes that you can make with these 10 crayons. This is, as you know, something that I absolutely love to do because, well, if you don't have the whole selection of Neocolor IIs, or even if you do, it's always good to know how to create beautiful color mixes, and that way you can also just enjoy the crayons you have already. So I'm here now gonna add some of these color mixes on a page, and I know it makes a lot of noise when I'm moving the crayons around, so I'll just prepare the color mixing combinations and then we'll get back to the actual voiceover once we have everything set and we are ready to activate them. Okay, let's start activating and seeing what we have created here. First, we have this beautiful combination of Payne's gray and red, which of course gives you this, say, like a very dark purple slash brown slash gray. It's a beautiful color and a very unique color combination, something that's also very useful for winter landscapes or birds. I would say tree trunks or rocks. Isn't that beautiful? It has this very deep, rich brown tone, but it's also kind of has that gray and red included. Then we are moving to totally different area, creating this kind of light, I would say, beige or very light ochre kind of color, grayish even. A beautiful combination of light blue and light yellow. Again, a very, very useful color for landscapes and birds, but also skies. I would say winter skies. That's a beautiful color to use there. Then we are darkening the green with Payne's gray. As said in many of my previous videos as well, Payne's gray is a beautiful mixing color to make anything a bit darker or deeper. So you can see this beautiful darker green, and again created just with 2 crayons, so you don't have to have that additional crayon in your palette, but you can just mix and that way create these beautiful new colors. Then we are using the same method to deepen the brown, creating this grayish brown or brownish gray, however you want to see it. Again, unique and beautiful color, very useful for winter forests, for example, or rocks, hills, you know, seashore. I think that would be beautiful color for anything like that. And then we are mixing together purple and red, so these are very close to each other, not a huge change in color, but we can create a new kind of red, and I would say birds or maybe some winter berries. This would be a beautiful color to include. And look how beautiful actually this trio is. I think those would be gorgeous used together. Then we're moving to a bit more unusual combinations. So we have this turquoise and purple, and with that we are creating a whole new kind of lilac-y color. Absolutely beautiful. Again, this is something that I would maybe use in shadows, snow when there is snow and maybe evening is falling and you have those bluish shadows. I think that would be a beautiful color for that. And then we are mixing together turquoise and yellow, and this of course brings up a beautiful, maybe a bit brighter color and brighter green. But if you think about the winter scenes and, for example, ice, well, there is your color for those maybe ice rocks or something like that. Oh, isn't this beautiful? I think it's just gorgeous color. And last but not least, we are mixing together this light yellow color with some gray, and this is going to be super light color, sorry about that. But I wanted to show you how this mix also creates a beautiful kind of very light and muted yellow, greenish yellow tone. And why I wanted to show you this is that in the winter time, actually, there are so many beautiful elements and colors in the landscape, but they are often very subtle. So this would be beautiful. For example, the kind of light reflecting, sunlight reflecting from the snow. So that would be a beautiful color combination for something like that. So these are just, you know, some examples of colors you can mix, and this also shows you the beautiful and beautiful magic, the magic of color mixing, that you start with just 10 crayons and look at these colors. Of course, they're beautiful on their own. But then when you start mixing them together, and please note that these only include 2 colors mixed together, there could be more crayons mixed together as well. And you can create so many beautiful so many beautiful colors, and colors that are absolutely appropriate for the winter season. I think this is just something that shows why it's worth it to look at the crayons and get to know them a bit better. One more color combination I wanted to show you is when we have this beautiful light blue and we mix that one together with a little bit of Payne's gray. And when these two are mixed together, you can create this gorgeous winter kind of nighttime sky color. It's very kind of a bluish gray, but it's gorgeous. And also a good combination is of course the turquoise mixed together with Payne's gray. And I will show you this one as well when they are mixed together, and these two of course go very well hand in hand. But I wanted to show you these two kind of beautiful color mixes for those winter skies in the night time. So of course those look pretty light, but once you add more pigment you can make them deeper, and then when you use these two together with the actual Payne's gray, I think that gives you the kind of winter nighttime magic. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So let me know in the comments how you found this selection of 10 crayons for the winter time, and also let me know what colors would you include in your winter Neocolor II selection. I would be super happy to hear and maybe give your crayons a try. I hope to see you very soon in my next video, and until then I hope that you will enjoy your own art journey and maybe even your Neocolor II crayons. See you soon. Bye for now.